Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be talking from I do to sweet home, navigating home ownership as expectant newlyweds. I hope that you all are having a great day and cannot wait to see you in the next few minutes. Good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is your favorite realtor, Hugo. As always, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I greatly appreciate it. As always, we are going to be live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, X, Twitch.com, as well as Instagram. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, do not hesitate and let us know. I would greatly appreciate it. As always, I thank you so much for tuning in today. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing from I do to home, sweet home, navigating home ownership as expecting newlywed couple. Um, we all get to that point in life and we finally find a partner that we would like to spend the rest of our lives with, and we come to that point in the relationship where we end up having our own children, adopting or raising our own. It really, it makes no difference. Bringing in a new addition to the family can be a joyous, very insightful time to learn and to grow as a family. So today we're going to be diving into that and talking a little bit about what you can do as a expecting parent, and just some tips on prepare yourself for home ownership. If you are curious and are available to check out the stream, go ahead and scan that QR code that you see on the screen right now. That will take you to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe and help us out to go live more often on there. As always, my name is Hugo, your local realtor, licensed in Mare, Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville. And let's go ahead and jump on in. Number one, assess your finances together. Take a close look at your combined financial situation. Determine a budget that accommodates your growing family needs. We've talked about this several times as we work through these topics, that basically, more than anything else, understanding your finances and understanding where you are in your finances is really step one. Understanding that you need to budget, that you need to prepare some cushion, that you need to have an emergency fund, that you have to have extra savings, especially now with another human on the way. These are all things to keep in mind. Some be a little bit scary and daunting to think about the fact that you're going to be going into home ownership at the same time that you're actually, going into parenthood. But really, more than anything else, you have to be keeping the fact in mind that you're building stability into your day to day, and that today's sacrifice in purchasing this home will hopefully give you more stability in the long run than jumping around from place to place leasing, up and down town. Number two, Create a family friendly wish list. Identify features important for a family friendly home. Consider factors like school districts, nearby parks, and space for future growth. Think about where, you might spend more of your time. Are you a walking family? Are you a hiking family? Are you a let's go out to dinner family? Are you a let's go and do activities family? These are all sorts of things that you might want to keep in mind. It could save you tons of money on entertainment to have amenities in the local community. And it could also cost you very much to not have them. So keep that in mind. Is family friendly features, are they very important to you? Would you like that in your living situation? And I know it's a little difficult to think, oh, hey, little Timmy's going to like this playground bench 7 years from now. But more than anything, give yourself options, because it's better to have the options and not need them than to need the options and not have them. Number three, start saving early. Begin saving for a down payment or other home ownership expenses. Having a financial cushion eases the transition into home ownership. I hate to put it this way, but many times I've seen some of my clients that end up expecting right after marriage take a little bit longer to purchase homes because their wedding fund turned into a baby fund, then turned into a house fund. So if you can grow these funds, these savings, um, parallel to each other, you could really get on the road to home ownership a lot sooner. So I mean, having a home deposit account, having a daughter or son account, having a family account, having all these separate buckets to save and to put money into. It could change the way that you prepare, and it could get you on the road to home ownership earlier. Remember, the sooner that we get into home ownership, the more equity that we're building as we're paying this mortgage off. It's almost like forced savings at one point when we sell. Number four, research mortgage options. Explore different mortgage options and choose one that aligns with your financial goals. Consider speaking with a mortgage advisor for personalized advice. This is really where you can make the most of your savings. Having a good, reliable mortgage officer is probably just as right there as important as having a good realtor. This is the financier that's going to be helping you understand your loan, get you on the road to homeownership, could really prepare you or could really hurt you. So make sure you ask questions, make sure you know who they are and that you have good credentials for them. And do your due diligence, do your research on them and take your time, read everything and ask questions, because 30 years from now, they might not even be around, but your mortgage sure will. So we want to make sure that you're happy with it as much as you can be before everything is signed. Number five, consider the future. Anticipate future needs as your family grows. Think about the number of bedrooms, proximity to schools, and safety of the neighborhood. Schools and neighborhood safety, I really can't speak a lot about, but I would always defer to the county public school websites when it comes to schools and their grading. A lot of that information is public and made readily available. And then when it comes to the safety of the neighborhoods, I would consult the county pages on crime statistics. Most counties, at least in this area, have statistics on their crime rates and the influx and um, increase and decrease of crimes and what type of crimes. So all that information is updated weekly, bi-weekly, sometimes monthly. Who knows? Depending on the situation and the area that you're in, that could all change. But making sure that you're doing your due diligence and looking into these areas is really the best way to prepare for the future. I know that you can't prepare, 10 years from now what's going to happen. And probably by the time that your children are going to be of school going age, things might change. But it does no harm to do research initially to make sure that you're at least giving yourself the best opportunity for the future. Number six, Get pre approved for a mortgage. Streamline your home search by getting pre approved for a mortgage. This not only gives you a clear budget, but also strengthens your offer. This takes away the guesswork and the middleman of like, hey, getting pre qualified and then going back and having to do more paperwork and then going back and then getting qualified again. The pre-approval basically is a process where you give all your documentation up front and make sure that anything that they might need from the lender, it's being presented, and they take your information. They take your last 2 months of pay stubs all the way up to 2 years worth of financial information. um, and they qualify you. They basically get you everything ready, and find out exactly how much of a loan they can give you. The pre-approval is a lot stronger than the pre-qualification, since you're giving a lot of the documents up front, and it holds a little bit more weight. Now, I say a little bit more because it all comes down to the reliability of the lender. I've had lenders that will write um, pre-approvals on anything. And I've had lenders that will not write a pre-approval unless they've had every piece of document that they need. So it really varies on who you work with, and not every lender is the same. So make sure that if you have a realtor that you're working with them, and ask them, who they recommend and for what, because lenders, like realtors, all specialize in different areas. Some deal more in commercial, some deal more in residential. So those are all things to take into consideration. But getting pre-approved is the number one way to make sure that you give yourself the best running start to the home buying process. Number 7, attend a home buying workshop. Attend workshops or seminars on home buying. Gain insights into the process and potential challenges and how to navigate them. During this time when you're, growing your family, you're getting settled in, you're getting accustomed to this new life, you're expecting this new child, you can do a lot of education. You can do a lot of learning, a lot of self teaching. During these downtimes, you can learn together as a family about your finances and try to improve those habits with your family together, and learn together and grow together as a family. I think this is really one of the nicest suggestions, because it makes the home ownership process not just me working towards a house, or you buying us a house. It's us working together to own this home and for our family. So I really love that. And yeah, there are tons of free workshops, no obligation. You can learn. There's tons of free seminars online. You can stay tuned here. I do one every weekend. So there are always opportunities to learn. It's just a matter of taking your time and asking the right questions. Number 8, plan for maternity and paternity leave. Factor in maternity or paternity leave when planning your home purchase. Ensure you have a financial plan for the time off work. Yes, maternity leave is a very big thing, very important, but paternity leave has started to become more and more of a prevalent thing, as we're starting to see more equal rights and diversity and inclusion be incorporated into the workplace. So, more than anything, even though we do have these benefits available to us in most of the job situations that we might find ourselves, it's always better safe than sorry. So, while maybe homeownership might not be the most attainable thing, we can do the prep work, and we can prepare a larger savings, larger down payment, and larger emergency fund cushion. With that in place, we are in a better position in case anything goes wrong. Because remember, once we've established this 30-year payment, that's it. It's going to be there for 30 years. But we want to get to a point where it's comfortable enough to make this payment consistently, and that we're not putting you in the poorhouse, that we're house poor, so to speak. So, really making sure that we're planning and have the savings in the emergency fund for these unexpected times when we're going to be out of work. I think it's the most sound advice that I can give you. Even if you don't buy the house, make sure that you're prepared for the paternity and maternity leave, just in case any unforeseen delays happen in your payments. Number 9, build a system of support. Connect with other young families in the area. A strong support system can provide valuable advice on neighborhoods, schools, and local amenities. They could also have great advice on programs too. Couples that hang out together and share information together usually grow together as well. So, as always, take it with a grain of salt, learn from each other, grow with each other, but do not become codependent on each other, because remember, everyone is on their own journey. So make sure that home ownership is good for you, regardless of what anybody else says. Make sure that you're prepared for it financially and mentally, because it's a huge undertaking, but an undertaking that I think everyone that does it does benefit from in the long run. Number 10, be flexible and patient. Home buying can be a process, especially with a baby on the way. Stay flexible, be patient. The perfect home will take time to find. Most realtors that are working with clients take up to 2 months, 8 weeks to find a home. So that gives you a little bit of idea of the averages. We're talking about at least 2 months to start searching around for a home if we met today and got you pre-approved. So yes, you could find a home probably sooner than later. Probably going to be a little bit harder with the shortness of inventory, but more than anything else, if you put your mind to it, you're going to be able to do it. So let's get you prepared. Let's get you set up, and let's get you on the right road so that when the moment does come and you do realize, hey, I'm ready now. This is a good time for me. You can hop into the market regardless of how the rates are looking, regardless of how the prices are, and you can buy a home that's affordable for you and works for your schedule and your budget. So that today was the 10 tips for newlyweds expecting their first child and looking to buy their first home. If you're just joining us this evening, let's go ahead and review. Number one was assess your finances together. Number two was create a family friendly wish list. Number three was start saving early. Number four was research mortgage options. Number five was consider the future. Number six was get pre approved for a mortgage. Number seven was attend home buying workshops. Number eight was plan for maternity, paternity leave. And number nine was build a support system. Lastly, number 10, be flexible and patient, as homeownership can be quite a process. And as you embark on this exciting journey of home ownership, amongst the joys of marriage and the anticipation of new parenthood, remember that your dreams of a cozy and welcoming home are within reach. Found if you found your perfect partner, that's truly the most important thing. Everything else will fall into place and everything else will work out. It's just a matter of planning and taking tips like this into consideration. And if you found these tips helpful, stay tuned for more guidance on creating the perfect nest for your growing family. And I personally wish you and your family all the best of luck in this new adventure that you're going to be starting. And I was very floored to hear the news. So, congratulations again to everyone out there that is starting this new journey in marriage and expecting um, a new addition to the family. So, I am your realtor, Hugo, licensed in Maryland with Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville. My phone number is 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com, and my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. I am your licensed realtor in Maryland, and I can help you all over the United States and internationally buy, sell, lease, or invest real estate. So please follow, hang out with us. This is your spot, 15 to 20 minutes a day, to learn a little bit more about real estate and how it can benefit you. Tomorrow, we do the real estate rundown, the top 10 real estate news stories that have impacted the market this week. And I hope that you guys can join us. Thank you so much for watching this evening. I will see you all tomorrow for another episode, and take care. Have a great night.